What's up? Welcome to Hangin with Stats, episode number 16. Yeah, 16th episode. I usually start this show off by starting with all my shout outs. This is my recap show. This is a different show compared to the Stat Guy show where I do interviews. This is my weekly recap show where I recap the No Prep Kings race from the previous week. So like I said, I always start with my shout outs. What's up, everybody? Bobby, Vida, Larry, Lorraine. Start with my shout outs for the season. This is my way of thanking people who helped me, giving shout outs and to people who performed well this past weekend. So obviously I want to, as it's scrolling on the bottom there, I want to give a huge thanks to my partners, people that support me. What's up, Sean? How you doing, Greg? Martin Motorsports, Richard Rowe, Nate Sailor Racing, Howell Motorsports, and a new partner, Kai Kelly Racing. Thank you so much for you guys' support. You guys support my page, my shows, my stats. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. So thank you so much for supporting me. What's up, Chris Michael? How you doing, buddy? I want to give a special thanks to listed it here: Nate Sailor, Kyle Canyon, Mike Bowman, and Tony McKinney. 4 people. Thank you for hauling my pit bike around for me all season. As you know, I fly to some of the events, drive to some of the events, and someone gave me an idea to get a pit bike to get around easier because there's a lot of walking if you go to the races. So I bought one and found some people to haul it around for me. I'm so grateful for that. I don't haul a rig there. I fly sometimes, so for me to bring a bike back and forth, it just wouldn't work logistically. So thank you guys so much for helping me out. Really appreciate it. And also thank you to Chris Michael for helping me out, for being so generous in Colorado. Appreciate that, buddy. I want to special thanks to all the photographers. I hope I don't miss any here, but Richard Rowe, Annette Bauer, Mallory, Russell, Tanya, thank you guys so much for allowing me to use your photos, your amazing photos each week. Because I'm not going to lie, if I just posted the stats without pictures, it would be pretty boring. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to use your photos. I always try to tag you guys in it. If I ever forget, please just say, hey, Chris, the hell are you doing, man? But again, thank you so much. You guys take amazing photos. And you bring life to my stats, I guess you could say. So thank you so much. I want to say thank you to JJ from Upshift and also my buddy Don Will, for supplying the live feeds when I cannot make a race. I've gone through 7 or 8 races this year, so about half the season. And if it wasn't for those guys, I would have no idea what happens at the races I'm not at. So thank you so much for supplying the live feed. Sometimes it's nice to just sit back in my house and put on the TV, put on Upshift on YouTube, put on Don Will on my computer, and just watch the live feed. So appreciate you guys. It's great to have that outlet when I cannot make the race. Obviously, I would prefer to be at the races every week, but as I've said before, I have my kids half the time, so that means I could only make about half the races this year. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And last but not least, I want to thank Sam Corcus for letting me do my thing, really. I believe in the product you put out. I believe in the Street Outlaws product. I promote it as much as I possibly can. You never catch me saying anything negative about Street Outlaws ever. So thank you to Sam for allowing me to do what I do at the races. I pretty much have, free will to do what I need to do. So thank you, Sam. And let me be just a small, tiny part of what is Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. So thank you. Those are my thank yous. And I want to give my shout outs for the guys who performed really well. Sam, it was awesome seeing you, man. Glad I got to hang out with you in Texas. So my first shout out, I want to give my shout out to my guy Kai Kelly, Jang Lang. He had an awesome season. He won his first individual championship. I know the hard work he puts into it. I know the commitment he has to it. And I've become good friends with Kai over this No Prep King season. So I talk to him quite often, and he wanted this one bad. Obviously, finished in second place for the last 3 years. It's a tough pill to swallow. And I was so happy for him when he won the individual championship this year. So shout out to Kai, man. You earned it. By far, you earned it, man. So great job. I want to give another shout out to Team Ryan Martin. Ryan Martin and his team that he drafted and made a couple trades for winning the team championship. This is the first ever No Prep Kings team championship. No one knew what to expect. No one knew how it was going to go down. But at the end of the day, if you win and go rounds, you're going to be successful. So there was obviously a lot of strategies involved this year with different teams. But shout out to Ryan. Made a key trade, in my opinion. I think what was that? Was that Michigan race when he made a trade for Nate Saylor? And then so that helped his team. He was second. I think he was third or second place at the time. So he ended up first place. So that was a good trade. Everybody else stepped up. I know Giuseppe stepped up towards the end of the year. Rich Bruder stepped up. Robin, basically the whole team stepped up at the end of the year to win that championship. So Richard. So shout out to them. First ever No Prep Kings team championship. Team Ryan Martin. I want to give a shout out to my man Justin Swanstrom for his first invitational win of the season. What's up, Nate? Nate Saylor's in the chat. I want to give a shout out to Justin. As you know, Justin has struggled all season long. It was out of the ordinary because he had finished third place the last two seasons, season 4 and season 5. So to see Justin struggle as much as he did, felt kind of bad for him, because I expect Justin to be towards the top. But it was nice to see him struggle and struggle and struggle, and then give everything he's got, and it worked out for him at the end in the last race. He was flying, man. He was the guy to beat, and he showed it. So that's great determination. So shout out to Justin for that. Hey, Capri, how you doing? I also want to give a special shout out to Jeff Lutz, another guy who wasn't up in the standings like he usually is. Usually Jeff's a top 5, top 10 guy every season. And this year, he was struggling here. Sometimes you saw some glimpses of him going. He went to like the semifinals, I believe, a couple races. But Jeff went out in the first round in Texas, but got in the Outlaw Big Tire, and he won the whole Outlaw Big Tire. So shout out to Jeff. I'm sure there'll be some changes coming, my guess, to the turbo rules next year. So hopefully that will help you. But shout out to Jeff. It's a good way to finish Outlaw Big Tire win. I'm going to recap Texas race now. So let's see. Start with the grade 8 from Friday night. For the first round matchups, Ryan Martin beat Nate Saylor. Giuseppe beat Sean. Dana Merchant beat Kai Kelly, and Lizzie Musey beat Kayla. Second round, Damon beat Giuseppe. Ryan Martin beat Lizzie Musey. And another rematch for the grade 8 finale. We saw Damon versus Ryan, and Ryan won the grade 8. Shout out to Ryan, finishing the season strong, man. The last 5 races, I'd say, 6 races, something like that. Ryan was tough, man. Ryan was back to the Ryan we expect every week. So it was good to see that. Shout out to him for the grade 8 win. I do have the grade 8 totals, I believe. The final totals, the final standings for the grade 8. I'm sure you've seen me post them, but I will put them up right now. So Kai Kelly, like I said, Kai Kelly is your individual champion. He's a grade 8 champion for the season. He ended up with 60.5 points. Second place was Ryan Martin with 45 points. Just want to note that it was pretty, with this 1.5 and the double points, it was pretty impressive for Ryan to only be in 5 grade 8 matchups, and he ended up second place. So shout out to him for that. Axeman had a great season. Top 3. Look at him. Top 3 in the grade 8. He had 39.5 points. Sean Ellington had 2 grade 8 wins this year. He ended up with 4th place with 35 points, tied with Nate Saylor. who also had a grade 8 win. He had 35 points as well, tied for fourth. Giuseppe ended up sixth place with 33 points. Dan Merchant ended up seventh with 31.5. Lizzie Musey was in eighth with 26.5. Kayla Morton was ninth with 26. Robin Roberts was 10th with 13. David Gates was 11th with 10 points. Callie Mills took 12th with 7 points. And then Chuck 55 and Jim Howe both had 3 points, tied for 13th place. So that was your grade 8 standings, final standings for the season. What's up, Tom? How you doing? Now we'll recap the Invitational. 32 card Invitational on Saturday for your Invitational finale. First round, we saw Doc Love beat Brandon James. Tony McKinney took out Ryan Martin. Giuseppe Gentile beat Daddy Dave. Kyle Canyon beat Damon Merchant. Paige Coughlin beat Disco Dean. Jimmy Taylor beat Scott Taylor. Kai Kelly beat Kelly Mills. Robin Roberts took out Sean Ellington. Justin Swanstrom beat Chris Rankin. Jim Howe beat Jeff Lutz. Chuck 55 beat Larry Larson. Nate Saylor beat Kayla Morton. John Odom beat Mike Bowman. Clay Cole beat David Gates. Axeman took out Lizzie. And Rich Bruder beat Bobby the first round. Second round matchups, we saw Clay Cole beat Jimmy Taylor. Chuck 55 take out Kai Kelly. Nate Saylor beat Kyle Canyon. Justin Swanstrom beat Doc Love. John Odom take out Axeman. Paige Coughlin got past Jim Howe. Rich Bruder beat Tony McKinney. And Robin Roberts beat Giuseppe. Third round, we saw Justin Swanstrom beat John Odom. Clay Cole beat Nate Saylor. Robin Roberts take out Paige Coughlin. And Rich Bruder beat Chuck 55. Semifinals, Justin Swanstrom took out Robin Roberts. Clay Cole beat Rich Bruder. And in the finals, we saw Justin Swanstrom beat Clay Cole for the Invitational win. Shout out to Justin. I do have the final standings for the Invitational for the team event. Let's see those. They're really small. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see them, but so first place was Damon Merchant with 535 points. Second place was Nate Saylor with 485 points. Third place was Kai Kelly with 450. Fourth place was Ryan Martin with 435. Tied for fifth was Sean and Robin with 385. Tied for seventh was Kayla and Lizzie with 375. Ninth place was Giuseppe with 360. And tied for 10th place was Clay Cole and Justin Swanstrom. With the double points, we really saw a lot of people move up that last race. Swanstrom jumped up. Richard. We gotta you distract me so often. I gotta stop reading the comments till I'm done. I don't even know what I was talking about. But anyway, so let's go with the team standings. The final team standings, I do have that here too. It came down to the wire. It was I think the team championship was decided in the semifinal round, I believe. Going into the semifinal round, it was back and forth. It came down to Ryan and Dave's team. So, but the final standings, Ryan Martin's team took first with 1,740 points. Daddy Dave was second with 1,670 points. Kai Kelly was third with 1,600 points. Sean took fourth with 1,325. Justin took fifth with 1,295. Bodie took sixth with 1,105. Disco Dean was seventh with 760, and Mike Murillo was eighth with 585. So those were your final team standings for the season. Let's get that off. So that is your recap for the season. I'll get into some other things I want to talk about. So the No Prep King season 6 is officially over. That was your finale in Texas. But there is a qualifier race this weekend in Phoenix. They're racing Friday and Saturday nights. It's a full weekend of racing. Thank you, Shannon. It's a full weekend of racing. I do not know the exact format they're going to have. The exact as you asked the question, Kev, I'm talking about it. I do not know the format. I do know it's and Nate's there right now. I do know that it is a qualifier race, so I am guessing that there is going to be money and points on the line this weekend. It is a qualifier race for season 7. There's word that there might be another one, a second one at some point before season 7 actually starts, but usually every year the first race is the qualifier race. So like this year was Ohio. They did the draft and then they had the qualifier race. So the qualifier race was no points, just money, and it was qualifying for the second race, which was the points race. So this year it looks like they're going to do early qualifying so that the first race of the No Prep King season can be a regular points race. Makes sense? Good idea. So you can still get your tickets for it, right? Today is Thursday. I think it closes tonight, I believe. So if you're on the Phoenix area and you want to go see some badass no prep racing, go to thefoat.com and get your tickets there, man. And I recommend the Rockstar VIP tickets to put you right next to the line. You get to get in really early. You don't got to wait in the lines to see your favorite driver. They'll be out signing autographs, taking pictures. You get invited to a Q&A with a couple of Street Outlaws guys. It's a lot of stuff. But the biggest thing is you get to be right at the line. You can gamble with the crew guys. You can talk to the drivers, and then also you don't have to wait in lines. You get to get in like 3 hours, I think, before general admission does. So, tell you, especially on Saturdays, the races get really packed. You want to be there as early as you can, because otherwise, long lines. Murder Nova, Ryan, Kai, those guys are just lines that you'll be waiting forever. So get there early you can. Get those VIP tickets. Yep, exactly what Nate said. You can bet with the guys on the line. Drivers bet sometimes. Crew guys, there's other guys there that bet all the time. So if you like betting, get those Rockstar VIP tickets and get to the line. Let's talk about the No Prep Kings off season because we got one race left, and then it'll be the off season. How's my blood pressure after dealing with the headlight? I got over it. I was hoping it was just going to be a quick change. That's why I had to move back to start time a couple of minutes, 15 minutes, because I was going to change the headlight assemblies on my car, and then I started to do it and realized I had to take the whole front bumper off just to do that. So, yeah, so it'll be 1 week of off season, and then we'll be back racing again. No, so my plans for this off season is when I do all my interviews. The drivers are not as busy; they're not on the road constantly. So my plan is to do hardcore a lot of interviews again. Get a lot of the guys on I had on already. Just haven't had them on for a long time. Some of your favorite drivers, and as well as get new people on that I haven't had on my show yet. So I love doing the interviews. Hope you guys love listening to them. Gives me a chance to promote the driver, and they get to talk about themselves, talk about their program, talk about stuff you might not know they do or about. And then obviously towards the end, I always have questions from the fans for the drivers. We allow time for that too. So it's a fun time. I enjoy doing the interviews. So that's my plan starting next week to get back in the swing of doing at least 1 or 2 interviews every week, kind of like I did last off season. Another thing I want to talk about was the Stat Guy Awards. Obviously, I've been posting about it every day. I am figuring those out as we speak. But I was making 2 posts a day on different awards to get your guys' opinions on things because I do read them. I do look at them, and sometimes I'll read a comment about somebody or why somebody is chosen, and it might spark something in my head. It might change my mind. I might have to go back and look at some stats. So I appreciate everybody commenting and posting when I post these awards. And it's going to help me make my decision. I promise you that. Chris Franklin was great meeting with this year, man. Yeah, thanks, buddy, man. Glad we got to speak a couple times, man. Happy holidays to you, buddy. You kicked ass towards the end of the year, man. I'm glad you. I know it was a learning experience for you this year, being first year No Prep Kings, man. But you were running really good at the end, so it was nice to meet you, sir. Glad we got to talk a few times. I did want to talk about two things when it comes to the awards, though, and I know not everybody's going to see this video, so I'm going to have to do it anyway. Are you bald into that? I am bald. It's bald by choice. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got some receding hairline here, but I am bald by choice. Like I've shaved my head. I actually got a now you got me started, Don Will. So I got a funny story for you. So when I was in middle school, I used to get bowl cuts. Okay, straight long hair on top and then shaved on the bottom. I used to get bowl cuts, right? That was in middle school. Then I got to freshman year of high school, and I was on varsity for basketball and football, so I was kind of with the older guys all the time. Well, as you can imagine, having a bowl cut in high school, they I got made fun of. Okay, so especially by the seniors and stuff like that. So what I did was I started to get fades. Okay, so I just go to my barber, and they would give me a fade. It was no longer a bowl cut. Well, one night before a basketball game, I had a haircut appointment, so I went to my barber, but she wasn't. Yeah, the old chili bowl haircut. She wasn't there, so I had to get my haircut by somebody else. And I asked for a fade, and she gave me a bowl cut. So I went home pissed off that I got a bowl cut again. So I told my mom to shave my head, and ever since then, I have been shaving my head. So ever since I was 15 years old, I've been shaving my head. I have no idea what I would even look like with hair, but it's a choice. At some point, I'll be totally balding with my receding hairline, but it's a choice right now. Anyway, thanks for that, Don Will. Appreciate it, buddy. Two things I wanted to talk about with the awards. So I wanted to explain that, and not everybody's going to see this, but I wanted to explain that Photoshop, yeah, don't have a face for TV, that's for sure. One thing I want to point out is that I am giving out one award per person. Now I know everybody's been commenting, and you use multiple people or one person for multiple awards. I'm giving out one award per person. I'm giving out 10 awards this year. Well, 11, but 10 awards, and only someone can only win one of the awards. So you got to think about that too. Like that's kind of how I think about it when I'm deciding who gets what award. Because yes, someone could be the perfect person to get 3 awards, but I'm only going to give them one of them. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. The reason I do that is because I can promote more of the drivers that way. And otherwise you might just end up with. I mean, what fun of it is if three guys end up taking home 10 awards? I mean, that's just, I don't know. I don't like that. I'm not the type of guy to give like participation trophies. Don't get me wrong, but I'm giving away 10 awards to 10 different people. So I just want to get that out there. There will be no people winning more than one award. I also want to talk about I see a lot of comments about some of the awards. Is 2 people deserve it. I don't disagree with you at all. There are lots of people deserving of lots of these awards. But how I do it is there's no ties in drag racing, so there's no ties in my awards either. One person will win that award. On a side note, I want to say that the awards I give out are based on stats and performance. That's what I do. I do the stats. I do numbers. Stats can be portrayed in different ways, but at the end of the day, they are a stat is a fact. Like you can't just, it doesn't mean something else. It's just, that's what it was. So my awards are based primarily, 99% of it is based on stats or how they performed. I don't have any feel good awards per se. or I don't have awards that are based on anything other than stats. So there are tons of people that are deserving of awards. Don't get me wrong. I've become friends with a lot of the drivers this year, and some of those people I'm friends with are not going to get an award. I am not biased. I am not going to give an award to somebody because they're my friend. I keep it as straight as possible. I am trying to keep it as unbiased as possible, and I just wanted to get that out there. Like, I'm in no way influenced by my friends to pick them for awards. So I just want to get that out there. And if you're a driver, if I don't choose you for an award, don't take it personal, please. It is not. It's not like that at all, man. It is strictly based on stats. That's what I make my award on. So to comment on that, I gave away 8 awards last year. The top 8 in invitational points got those awards. So I give away the awards based on stats, not based on friendships or anything else. I want to talk about, so after I announce the winners, this is my plan. So next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm going to go live each night. I do not have my kids. I'm going to go live each night, and I'm going to announce 3 winners each night. One of the nights will be 4 winners, but I'm going to announce the award winners each night. And then the next day I'll make a post. I just want to say, and most people aren't going to see this, but as you know, I'm all about positivity and promoting Street Outlaws. I hate to see negative comments. Unfortunately, I do not have time to go through every single comment on every single post I make. And sometimes negative comments, I don't see them. They stay on there, they slip in there. But I try to do my best to delete negative bullshit on my posts. So giving you a heads up, when I do post these winners, I don't want to hear any bullshit about who should have won. We are promoting that guy. I am promoting that person, congratulating them for winning a Stat Guy award. So if I see any BS, it's going to get deleted. And if you're someone that always posting BS, you're just going to get blocked. I've been doing a lot of blocking lately, and it's been nice. I haven't had to delete as many comments then. I just block a person, and I don't have to deal with their BS anymore. So, those people probably aren't going to see this live feed, but just so you know, I'm promoting Street Outlaws. That's what I do here. I promote Street Outlaws in a positive manner. That is it. So, my little rant. I usually have a little rant every couple of these episodes. These little hanging with stat shows. I'll have a little rant. The weirdest thing ever, I don't know, something broke with Facebook. I tried to block Richard Rowe basically weekly, and he still comes back. I don't know if he keeps creating new Facebook pages or what. But that's pretty much all I have for tonight. If you have any questions, please post them below. I will look at them and read them and answer them. I'm usually pretty good and honest about answering questions. So if you got any questions, post them up. Otherwise, that was the recap, and that was a little rant about my Stat Guy awards. So let's read some of the comments. I did notice one thing. I always go back after the show is over, either the Stat Guy show or this show, and I read comments and try to reply to some of the comments. I don't always see the comments. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is, but I think it's because I use StreamYard, and I actually go live on StreamYard and it puts it out on Facebook and YouTube. I think it misses some of the comments because I'll go back, and I apologize if I don't reply to your comment during the show. Sometimes it doesn't show them, so I'm just letting you know I don't always see the comments. Ty Rydell, are your awards trophies or verbal awards? So my awards are trophies. Last year, actually, I did plaques, small little plaques that I gave out. I just basically ordered them and got them shipped to the addresses of the people who won. And this year, after a good year of the Stat Guy show and stats, my budget is a little bit more, so I'm going to still do plaques, I believe, but they're going to be bigger plaques this year. So, but yes, they do get a physical award, obviously, and then I talk about them and post about them as well. So I had a lot of fun. Last year I did one award a night. I went live for like 8 nights in a row. Not doing that again, but I'm going to go live for like 3 nights in a row. That was too much time commitment. And you do something once, and when you do it a second time, you learn from your first time. So that's what I learned. Don't go live 8 nights in a row. I'm not sure how the weather is in Phoenix this weekend. I'm sure it's pretty warm. What's up, Marty? How you doing, man? Hey, Ty. Who's getting Rookie of the Year? You will have to tune in on Tuesday night to find that out, Richard. You'll have to tune in, buddy. Rookie of the Year gets Jelly of the Month Club. Jelly of the Month Club. That's over my head. Have you figured the numbers? If Kai would have kept Clay, I was wondering if it would have made a difference in the team championship. I have not. Richard Mark Maestas. I'm not being a numbers guy. I never focused on what ifs. Like, oh, if this guy would have did this, if this guy would have did that, blah, 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 blah. I'm always focused on what actually did happen. So I've not run those numbers because you never know. Like, so say Kai didn't trade Clay. I mean, then matchups would have been different. Results would have been different. You can't say like, oh, everything exactly would have happened exactly the same but Kai would have had Clay on his team. So, like I said, I don't look back at that stuff. I don't do what ifs. I just do the cold hard facts. No, I just do the current stats. Can we do the most cheated up car as a joke, like the motor in Rogue, Jangalang's body lines, or the 136? I don't like that word cheat because if it was cheating, they would have got busted. I just hate that word cheat because there's following the rules and there's not following the rules. You know what I mean? And all the things that you just named, following the rules. None of that stuff is cheating. But that's about all I'll say on that. I feel like it's going to be the situation of the year. What do you mean by that, Capri? Christmas vacation. Oh, yes, Richard, Christmas vacation. Yes, no, I get it. Yes. Yes, Todd, I got it. Do you think they'll keep the same team format next year? Gary, I have no idea. I bet you $3 doesn't even have an idea right now. No, I don't know. It changes every year. So going based on history, no, I bet you something will be different next year. Maybe they'll keep it some kind of team part somehow and just change it up a little bit. Or maybe they'll just totally get rid of teams. I don't know. I have no idea. I have not heard. Hey, Luis, how you doing, man? I feel like this is the most wanted award that you'll give, and it's probably the hardest decision. Oh, the Rookie of the Year? Yeah, so I do the awards in order of performance. So what I mean by that is the first award I give away, not necessarily someone that finished in the top couple. The last award I give away is like the best award. What's up, Damon? How you doing, buddy? So it's like in order of the awards, and I will say this: I know the Rookie of the Year is the big award. Okay, like that's I don't understand it for myself because I'm a sports guy, I'm a football guy, right? And like in football, like the MVP of the season is like the #1 award. And then like the offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year are like the #2 awards. The Rookie of the Year award's kind of down there a little bit. It's not necessarily like, and I don't mean down there like it's a bad thing. I just mean like it's just for rookies. Like I feel like if someone has an awesome year, they did better than what a rookie would do. They're a top guy. You know what I mean? So I know the Rookie of the Year is obviously really close with Damon and Nate. You know what I mean? Like that's just something that you can't deny it. But there are other awards that, in my opinion, there's another award called Challenger of the Year that I'm giving away. That, in my opinion, would be a step up from Rookie of the Year. So, but I know everybody here's rookie of the year and they want to win that. But you're right. I'm only going to choose one of them. I can tell you that both Nate and Damon are going to get an award. They had awesome years. There's just no denying that. So we will see. We will see what happens. It definitely was, Damon. Like, you guys are stacked. Shit, Clay Cole, man. I just said I hate to do what ifs, but Clay Cole started like the middle of the season, the race 6 or 7 or something. So he had an awesome year too as a rookie. Paige Coughlin came in after some races. There's a lot of good rookies this year, lots. But I'll just say this: like, in the hierarchy of my awards, Rookie of the Year is like the 4th highest, I guess you could say. Maybe even 5th. I'll just say this: John Odom won Rookie of the Year last year, and I believe he was like 7th or 8th in invitational points. So, in my opinion, there's 6 or 7 guys that did better than him. So, anyway, that's my take on the Rookie of the Year. But yes, it's none of these. There's so many decisions this year. Like, so many of these awards are hard, man. I've called people to discuss things with them. Like, hey, what do you think about this award? And what have you seen? Because this year I've had the luxury of going to 7 races, so I've seen it firsthand, and I can make a better, better choice, I believe, compared to last year, which I had only gone to 1 race when I did my awards. So, like I said, not that I have like an out with it, but like the stats really tell me what's going on, and it's how I look at it. You can look at stats a bunch of different ways. There's different ways to present the stats, but I look at the overall grand scheme of the stats and obviously I know what they really mean. So that's how I make my decision. It's based on the stats. Just tell us now. Sorry, Richard, you got to wait till Tuesday, buddy. You're going to say you don't give a fuck. So my rookie Capri just means that they did not race in the Invitational last year. So that's the rookies. Nate's a rookie, Damon's a rookie, Clay's a rookie, Paige is a rookie. They're all rookies. Even though Nate and Damon had raced in the Futures last year, they didn't race in Invitational. So to me, they're a rookie. This is their first year. Guessing the light is like guessing the snap on the football. What is your thoughts? I've never thought of that analogy, Mike, but I do like that analogy. It is. I know driver. I'm not a driver. I know a lot of them hate guessing. I know. In my opinion, if you know you are outgunned, if you know like the guy next to you, if you both make it a hit like you wanted to hit, you just don't have enough to beat him, then I don't see it. Like I don't see a problem with guessing. I don't. I'm not a driver again, but I think but you are really gambling when you guess. I'll tell you that too, right? Because you are most of the time you're gonna go red. Most of the time, there ain't nobody out here guessing more than 50% correct. So the odds are against you. Is it worth it to that 1 out of 10 times do you actually get the red light? I mean, get the green light to go? I don't know, right? There's certain situations where it's like, F it, I'm gonna guess this time. But at the end of the day, I know if I was one of the top guys and someone guessed on me, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. Now, would I be pissed at them per se or take it personally? No, but I would just be pissed that they got it right. I don't know. It's a tough analogy to compare to football and guessing the snap. But it's pretty similar. Yeah. If you're an offensive lineman and the defensive lineman guesses a snap on a blitz, ain't much you can do. There ain't much you can do. It's like good guess, but like I said, the odds are against you to get it right more times than not. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Let's just say that. Tom, so how I consider rookies are rookies to the invitational class, I should say. Last year, Damon and Nate both raced in the futures class, but they did not race in the invitational class, which is the main event. Like that's the main class of the weekend. That's where they get the points. That's where you get, you know, that's where you get. That's where it gets done. So that's why I consider them rookies, because they did not race in the invitational event. They have no statistics. They have no statistics for me at that point. Bobby is 70%. Bobby, dude, no way. Chris Ruscio, there's no way Bobby's guessing 70% of the time. They're guessing correctly 70% of the time. What's up, Asphalt? Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. Like I know obviously when you have like a pro tree, um, they call it anticipating the light, because there's like a rhythm to it, and there is a rhythm to the light too, and no prep king. That's why I don't know if it's necessarily a guess. It's more of an anticipation. I don't know. I guess it's tough. I don't know. I just don't know enough to talk about it, I guess. But yeah, I know people get pissed at it for sure, especially when you know you got the other guy covered and he guesses and he beats you. I would be pissed too, but that's part of it. Yeah, there you go. So Damon did 3 future class races last year. I believe Nate did 2 future class races. Clay Cole didn't do any. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. I don't think Clay Cole did any. And Paige Coughlin, I don't think she did any either. But is there any way to do guessing as a stat? No. Because if you ask every single driver if they guess, they'll say no. They'll say they couldn't wait long enough. that was the reason here in Texas. So Texas had a longer light. Okay, so the degree was longer. It was longer than normal, or at least what I've seen this season. And some of the guys went on the light and they didn't go red. And some of the reasons were none of the reasons. There's very few people since I've been doing this that have admitted to guessing the light. They'll either say they waited too long and they just had to let go of the button and they timed it perfectly, or their finger slipped off the button. I've heard that they couldn't see, so they just guessed, like they couldn't see the light right or something, and they just guessed. I don't. Anyway, you won't catch too many of the drivers saying that they did guess, because it's kind of like taboo, you know. Yeah, Jaybird has admitted it. Giuseppe admitted that he guessed one time. So, but it's funny. Yeah, the guessing thing is funny. People get pissed, and rightfully so. What's up, Chuck? How you doing, man? Oh, it's 9 o'clock already, man. It's getting late. Yeah, so we got Phoenix tomorrow, though. Another race. I will not be going to this race. I went to my last race last weekend in Texas. I'll say this, man. Texas Motorplex is a beautiful track. It is legit. Like they go all out there. Like the suites are nice, the seating's nice. They have, I don't know how many fans they can hold, but they can hold a shitload of people there. The track's cool. The track's nice. Got the Texas flag painted everywhere like they always do. It's a nice track, really nice track. And I will say when I was there though, it was not very warm. It rained all day Thursday, and then Friday. Friday was chilly. When I got there, like I don't know, I got there in the morning, like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Friday morning. It was like in the 40s, and it was windy. And I'm from Wisconsin, and I was cold, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was wearing a sweatshirt and jeans. You know, I didn't have a jacket or nothing on, but I was wearing a sweatshirt and jeans, and it was pretty chilly. Saturday actually got a little bit warmer, especially Saturday night. The wind, there was no more wind. I think when we left Saturday night after the races were done, it was like almost 60 degrees. So, I lived in Texas for a little while, and the one thing I miss the most from Texas is the brisket, barbecue brisket. That's the best stuff there. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get any. But I also missed Whataburger, so I made sure I went to Whataburger while I was there. But I had a great time in Texas. Robert, I didn't. What did I? Yeah, I didn't really eat at the track. I never really do eat at the track. I just once the races start and I keep going down by the line and stuff, I just don't eat. I think I grabbed a bag of jerky on my way from the gas station. I just snacked on beef jerky all day. Twilla? Is that you know Twilla? Thank you. You've been eating somewhere. You fucker. Well, I'm not seeing too many more questions. So, okay, Luis? How is tomorrow's qualify? I have no idea. I do not know exactly what's happening. I know they're racing on Friday and Saturday. It's qualifying, but I don't know like the point. I don't know if there. I don't even know if there is points. I'm guessing there might be some kind of point thing, or like the top 24 qualify for the next race. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I wish I did. Thank you, David. Appreciate you, man. The hardest part of the stats thing was to do it originally, but now it's just upkeep. It's pretty easy stuff. But I will tell you, and Richard can attest to this. My mind was going nuts on Saturday, figuring out the scenarios for the team points, and how many people had to win it, and all this kind of stuff. It was like system overload. But I enjoy the stats, man. I've always done it. Math and numbers always come really easy to me. So doing the stats it's a cool way for me to support the Street Outlaw drivers. You know what I mean? It's cool to talk. It's a great way to promote them. Everybody loves stats. Everybody loves to hear about this guy's doing this. This guy's won this. Everybody loves stats. So I kind of found a little niche there, and it's been fun. Do you know any new drivers this weekend? I do not, Logan. Sorry. Rodney, I'll expect some next year, man. Richard, Star Party. Yeah, unfortunately, if anybody does send stars, I always try to catch you after the live feed because through StreamYard, it doesn't even let me know that someone sends stars. So I always, like I said, I always go back after the show to comment. And obviously, if someone sends me stars, I don't ask for stars. I don't need stars or want them. But if you're kind enough to do it, I will definitely thank you for that and appreciate you doing that. There's another race after this weekend. No, not like anytime soon. I heard that there might be a second qualifying race, but that's not going to be till next year sometime. So, is the rumor true? Probably for the blower, we'll go back to 98. I don't know. That's true 100%. I've heard it on whose live feed was that? I don't remember. Someone had a live feed that said they were going back to 98, but I don't get it. I'm not like involved with the rules. You know what I mean? So if you heard about it, then I probably heard about the same way you did, probably through Facebook. So love you, Richard, man. Go Pack, go. Seemed like the craziest race of the season with some unexpected upsets early. It did, man. I know. It was tight, man. There were a lot of upsets in that first round of the Texas race. Shit, who was it right away? Everybody was losing the first. Ryan went out in the first round. Like pretty much Kai's whole team went out. Kayla went out. Lizzie. Everybody but Kai, I think, went out in the first round on his team. There was a lot of upsets right away. Thank you, Bucci. Richard. He's really ripping off. He called me. It's like the second comment. He's calling me fat. Is what it is. All right, I'm gonna get off here. Been out here for a little while. I'm tired. Appreciate you guys joining me. Okay, that's a great way to end. Like I was saying, thank you for coming on, joining me tonight. I will post my last 2 awards and tomorrow, and then I will have updated stats for this weekend. Try to figure out if there's any points. Otherwise, I'll just post some results. So if you can get there, thefoat.com. I think it closes at midnight tonight. Still get your tickets. Get those Rockstar VIP tickets if you can. And get on our page and join in on the comments for the awards. Hope to see everybody participating. Like I said, I use them. I use you guys' comments. I use your information because I can. Sometimes somebody will comment something. I'll be like, it wouldn't dawn on me. It never dawned on me that I should think about it that way. So appreciate everybody, and I'm out. Peace.